I saw something that came across my feed and I had a few people asking questions. It really caught my eye. It said £1,000 betting account for just £1. This obviously got my attention and I thought I'd better have a look at it. And it turns out BetPro IQ are offering funded accounts for the first time in the UK. Now, naturally, I thought there could be a catch here. Is it a scam? Is it impossible to pass the challenge? Have they created something actually different? So I've spent the last few days going through it, reading through what the company was all about. And then I've gone on to the platform. I've spoke to a few other people who have used it. I've now then gone today and bought myself a couple challenges for myself, and I thought I'd just give an honest review on what I thought and how it went. I'll cover what BetPro IQ actually is, how the challenge works, and then hopefully if we pass and get funded, we'll be able to show you what it's like to be funded. If we fail, I'll also show you that, pros, the downsides, and ultimately whether I actually think this is worth your money or not. So hopefully you enjoy the video, and this is going to be my honest review on BetPro IQ and their funded betting account. Right, so what is BetPro IQ? BetPro IQ is a UK Gambling Commission licensed betting platform, but it doesn't work like your traditional bookmaker. Obviously, your traditional bookmaker, you deposit your money, you then place bets on different sporting events. The outcome of that bet, you either lose, it's gone, or you win and you get some returns. Now, BetPro IQ flips that and does it slightly differently. Instead of risking hundreds or thousands of pounds, you buy access to a betting challenge and then try and pass that challenge to then receive a funded account with actual money in, which you can then withdraw profits. So how does the challenge work? It's pretty simple, to be fair. We're going to take the £1,000 account for an example. You have £1,000. It's cost you £1 to buy it for the first one. You have a profit target of 40%, so 400 quid. So you have to grow that account from £1,000 all the way up to 1,400. But there are obviously a few rules to go with that. Your minimum bet is 1% of the account, so that's £10. That could obviously be £5 each way or £10 on the nose. And your maximum bet is £50, which is 5%. There is no time limit. You can take as long as you like. You could do it in a day, you could do it in an hour, you could do it in a week, a month, however you want to do it. We, for the purpose of today, are going to try and do it in a day. And you also have to make a minimum of 10 bets. So if you get over the 1,400, I guess you just keep betting and hopefully you don't go below it. And when you finish those 10 bets or above, you get funded. That is how it works. Right, and then what happens when you pass is obviously probably the big question on most people's mind. It doesn't mean you've won the cash immediately. Instead, what this then unlocks is a funded account. You are transferred from your challenge account, which you've obviously grown to above 1,400, to a brand new funded account, which then has obviously the £1,000 of it. So the challenge account is basically proving that you can make the money. And then once you prove it, they then give you the funded account, which is just a fresh £1,000 to start, and you are funded from there on. Now, what I do like is I know with all the trading side, you only get 1% of the profits. With this, you get 100% of everything you make over that £1,000 once you are funded. Personally, I think that's pretty generous. I didn't know anything about this, until I researched it. And my first assumption would be it would be a partial amount of those profits, about 80% or something like that. But to get the full 100%, I think is pretty good in my book. Why I think someone would use this, the obvious question, why wouldn't I just bet normally? Now, I think there's probably two types of people that could sort of benefit from this. First off is obviously your casual punter who just wants to go to the races every now and again, or have a few people that give them a few tips every now and again, and they want to actually try and make something a bit more about it, but they only want to risk a tenner. So you put your £10 down and go for that £250 account, or you put £1 down and go for that £1,000 account. And obviously you've got the time limit as long as you want, so you're only risking £1, you're not risking any serious money, and then you've risked £1 and you could have up to £1,000 to use, and you might get some decent cash back out of it. Now, the other person I think this would suit is if you are a bit more serious about your punting, you punt a lot, but you don't want to risk large sums of your own cash. You'd rather bet with someone else's. So obviously you risk £1 and the chance of having £1,000, or if you don't fail that one, you've only got to spend £40 then to have another £1,000. So it means you can up your stakes if you're don't naturally have a large amount you want to bet with, but you know you're profitable, you can prove that, and you just basically want more capital to improve your profits. That would be the two sort of people I could see using this. There is one thing I have really enjoyed whilst sort of trying these challenges and using this platform is just the layout of the app and the website. So this is the app. It's just all so clear. You've got all your sports here. Also, the majority of your watchers are probably racehorsing fans, but I will mention these are all the different sports that you can use this for. This is not a small limited selection. You've got everything from rugby to snooker, esports, football, Formula One, horse racing, the lot. So yeah, they've got a really good range of sports. You haven't just got to be a horse racing fan. Another feature I really like is this leaderboard. So this sort of shows you who all the top people are at the minute and who's doing the best. So I think have a look at here at the top. So £500 account. They've had 14 bets which have settled. Their win rate is 79% and they've currently got a profit of 174. So it shows that people are doing this and doing it well. The other thing I really like is their whole challenge sort of setup. So here I can see my 2 current challenges in progress. So if I go on this one that I'm currently doing well in, I can see that my profit loss is plus 118. So I am 29.5% on my way to being passing the challenge and get my funded account. I am well above my net profit loss because obviously if I reach that negative 100, I will lose the challenge. And then here I can see my win ratio is 20%, which isn't brilliant, but as long as you're winning more than you're losing, it's fine. My total bets are 5. My average win has been 249. I can now look at my bets and look at everything that's settled. So I can see here I put a double on. The first one won and the second one unfortunately was 4th. And then I've put another each way on here at 12-1, which lost unfortunately. And then I had another each way ACCA, which was 7th, 6th and 5th, so not great. But then I did have this bet. This was one of the banker of the day, my £50 double, which unfortunately didn't come in. But then I also had a Trixie, which I then obviously won that £248 with. But now this is just me rushing through the day trying to pass in one go, which obviously you're going to struggle, but you do have as long as you want with these challenges. There is no time limit whatsoever. And then if I look at my other £1,000 challenge, I can currently see that I'm minus 53, but you'll notice my net profit loss is only minus 33 as I have not settled below that 900. I still have these bets which are unsettled, and hopefully this is quite a nice treble which could potentially come off and get this account funded. But you can sort of leverage the entire £1,000. You could do 100 £10 bets or 20 £50 bets, and as long as you do not settle below that 900, you can continue with your challenge, which I do think is nice as well. And then I can see all my other bets for the day. So I had a lot of places, nice winner there, and a winner and a loss and a double. Right, so now that has been everything I sort of like about the app. I've had a go on a few challenges myself, and hopefully at least one of those will be funded. As you can see here, I'm on my funded challenge, the account we got funded over the weekend. And it summarizes it up here quite nicely. We have 41% win ratio, total bets are 60, average wins 36, and average loss is £11, which leaves us in a nice bit of profit of 139. So what I'm now going to do, this account cost me $39.99. So I'm going to withdraw 50 quid, which leaves me the cost of what it was to buy the account plus a nice bit of £10 profit, which as you can see top right is now in my withdrawable balance. But now this leaves me with an account with basically £1,000 plus 100 in profit, which I now have effectively completely free. It's cost me £39. I've pulled out 50 and I now have £1,000 to bet with at my own like. Something else I just wanted to highlight. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I've just seen how quick it is. So as you can see here, my withdrawal was requested at 18 minutes ago when it says the withdrawal of £50 is being reviewed. It then got approved after 3 minutes. And I've just opened up my phone and I've seen the BetPro IQ has just landed in my account. So with under 20 minutes from when I requested the withdrawal, the money has landed in my bank. But no, now there are a few things which aren't so good about this app. With everything, it has its pros and cons. Obviously, at the minute, the horse racing coverage, they're only offering markets on the UK and the Irish racing. There's no greyhounds at the minute. So if you are someone who's into your greyhound racing or your French or your US racing, then you're probably going to be a little bit disappointed. Other thing I have noticed is you cannot bet the night before. So I was just looking at some of tomorrow's cards and there is no options for any prices or anything to place anything the day before. So if you are looking for your each way value the night before, you are going to struggle. Although having spoken to the guys since, I believe that they are working on that and that will soon be a feature. Other than that, I'm struggling to find any sort of major flaws with this. to be honest. And I think it's actually a brilliant idea, and I don't know why anyone hasn't done it sooner. Who should buy this, essentially? If you're one of those people who loves a big £5 accumulator, and you sort of put 5 or 6 on and every weekend, and then you'll have one win in sort of every 2 weeks, which will cover the rest and a nice bit of profit, but you will lose a lot of them. Probably not. This isn't going to be for you, because you are probably going to be sort of locked out of your challenge with that loss limit being at 900. But if you are sort of can manage to stay disciplined, you are profitable over time, and you sort of don't do any stupid sort of big lump bets which then go wrong, and you actually stick to a structure, and you just always wish you had a larger bankroll so you could do what you're doing now. Because if you are being disciplined and structured, it does take time. You can't do lots of bets in one day, so you have to be disciplined. So I can definitely see why someone like that would want a larger bankroll, so when they are betting less often, they are actually making a bit more from it. But yeah, no, I definitely think this is worth something for you guys to have a look at, especially if you are looking for sort of that extra capital. And so what is my final take or summary, as you could say, for BetPro IQ and their funded accounts? I personally think this is brilliant. I bought the account on a Saturday, we got it funded over the weekend, and then we've just had a bit of fun with it over the last 4 days, placing a few bets here and there. We've managed to get it up to £150 profit. We've pulled out 50, which has covered all our money, and we've got £1,000 plus £100 profit we can pull out when we like, but we'll probably leave that in as a bit of a safety bracket, and keep going with effectively not our money, but we can pull whatever profits out we like. So yeah, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Now, there are a few setbacks, obviously. We have not been able to bet the night before, but I believe that is obviously coming in the future. There are other few things. You are obviously only betting to win or each way. There's no there's more complicated bets. There's no forecast. There's no betting without the favourite. Obviously, you've still got all your multiples, all your each way trixies, lucky 15s, all of that's in there. It's just some of the slight individual bets, like I said, the not betting without the favourite or just betting to be placed or place markets aren't there yet. But this is still a very new app. I would imagine that is coming further down the line. But to be honest, I've been really impressed. It's easy to use. It does what it said. It's not a scam, which when someone says £1,000 for £1, betting account will be your first thought. It's genuine. From the support I've had, just messaging when things have sort of not quite gone right. Like there was a confusion the other day with a horse being turned over in the result and what the payout was. I emailed them, and within 20 minutes I had a response, and they corrected it on my slip and informed me what the outcome would be, and I got the payout from it. So yeah, I think it's a great team behind it. The app's easy to use. There's definitely more features to come, and it does what it says on the tin. So if I was you and I was someone just looking for some more capital, or just looking to try something new with the gambling industry, which has become a bit stale and boring, is definitely something to have a look at. I will leave a link to it down below in the comment section, or the description, sorry. I would love to get your guys' thoughts, so leave a comment. Have you used the app? Have you used it before? Are you using it now, or are you going to try it? And if you do go on and try it, let me know, and get in the comments and let me know if you get funded or not. But anyway, that is BetIQ Pro and their funded betting accounts, and that is my honest review.